this video, we want to take a moment and show you how you can retrofit your existing duct spinner with our new Enduro Swivel. The tools you'll need to complete this task will be your new Enduro Swivel, your Enduro Swivel retrofit kit, 2 crescent wrenches or 2 7/8 box end wrenches, 1 3/16 Allen key, 7/16 open end wrench, as well as a 13mm socket set. Next, let's identify the components that you'll receive with your new retrofit kit. We have 1 adapter plate, 2 centering shims, 4 lock washers, 4 1/4-inch nylon nuts, and 4 1/4-inch bolts. Now that we have all our components identified, let's move on to the next part of the process, which is removing your existing swivel. Please note that this step will repeat on all the different variations of size of duct spinners available. First, let's go ahead and grab onto our basket. This particular model, you can unthread the swivel out of the body of the basket. Once that's loose, it makes it a lot easier for you to grab onto the actual wash head, grab onto the swivel nut, and remove those 2 pieces. Whenever you're done, what you will do is you will have 2 components left which you're going to utilize in your next assembly: the actual wash head and your existing cage. One quick tip that will save you time and frustration later on in the assembly process will be to always remove your spray tips from your wash head. If you have the variable style of head, you will have your wash arms. Go ahead and remove those, set them to the side, and move to the next step. A quick note at this point in the assembly would be, it's not necessary if you have a 6-inch or larger unit to remove any of the wash arms or spray tips, whether they are a rigid arm, the S arm, or an adjustable arm of your duct spinner at this point in the process. Now that your duct spinner is fully disassembled, let's marry your old components to the new Enduro Swivel. First step in that process is remove the adapter nut located at the bottom portion of your swivel. Please note these threads on this side, the male piece, are 3/8. Go ahead and push these in or tighten these into your existing wash head. At this stage, you're ready to do a full reassemble of your unit. Start by locating your adapter plate, and if you come in close, you'll be able to see that what we want to do is slide in your plate into the basket. It comes in sideways. It'll easily drop down in place into the cage. Next step is we want to grab our head, and this is why it's important to remove the actual spray tips, is we want to enter the side of the cage, come in, center it, and that nut's going to drop right into place through the bottom portion of the cage. With the adapter nut coming out of the bottom of your cage, I like to locate my finger on the top so it stays centered. Now you're ready to marry the swivel to the adapter nut. These are machine threaded, so hand tightening should be fine. Once you bottom those out, this is where you're going to use your crescent wrench and your boxed in wrench. That space is critical to be able to get in, and you can cinch those down. Do not over tighten. This is the place where your centering shims come into play. Keep in mind the word centering is there for a specific reason. We want to take our shims, if you look to the side, they're curved out to fit the curved shape of your cage. You can line it up with the holes, simply set one piece in, come up, you're going to mirror that on the other side, just in reverse. Set these pieces in, and if you'll step in close, you'll be able to look down and see that our holes are lined completely up. With everything now centered on top of the swivel, we want to place our lock washer onto our bolts. We're going to feed this up through the bottom As soon as you see that nut come, or the bolt come through, go ahead, spin your nut and just get it started. Now move to the next one. Now that we have the nuts and bolts started together, use your 7/16 open end wrench and your 3/16 Allen wrench and tighten everything down securely. The final step in this process is to replace either your spray nozzles or adjustable spray arms, depending on your unit. The fast way to do that is to reach inside your basket, and if you'll put a little pressure behind the spray nozzle, you can actually begin to screw that in. For the purpose of this video, if you have an adjustable arm, what you'll do is you'll begin to thread that in just like you do the regular style spray nozzles. You'll want to go ahead and get it hand tightened. This is where you're going to use your 13mm socket. If you'll reach inside the cage, you can begin to tighten that up. What I'd recommend whenever you're adjusting these is get the pitch point or the angle of the nozzle where you want it and set it a little higher than where you want it to wind up at. What I mean by that is, by the time I tighten this down, it'll make the arm adjust. If you have trouble holding that in position, you can back it up with another style wrench. Simply swing around, and it'll hold it in place. Particularly for us, we like to shoot these straight out. That's a good way to wind up with your arm in the right spray position. At that stage, you're all completed. You're ready to go to the field and put this thing to work.